And I hope you can all see that screen. I'm starting here actually with a screen of my YouTube channel, which has now got over 200 videos of it and nearly 2,000 subscribers. And it seems to be very popular. Obviously, I want to encourage it to continue to grow in popularity. So do have a look at that. There are lots of popular videos on there. And if you go on there and you see a video you like, so for example, this is one of my more popular recent videos on improving your bridge memory. There's a couple of things I'd like you to do if you don't mind. One is to subscribe to the channel. So click here on the video to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And then if you go down here, you can see there's this thing, you can give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't click there to say you don't like it. And some people who watch my videos but don't play in the games have occasionally asked me if they can pay to watch the videos or make a contribution. And if you want to, you completely without pressure to do this, there is this little button that you can bring up here. If you click on the three dots, it will bring up this thanks button, and you can make a small financial donation to my channel if you wish to. So don't feel you have to do that. But if some people have asked about how to do that, and that's one way you can do it. So that's my videos. But do try and subscribe if you haven't done so, and give it a thumbs up. And also you can make a comment below if you want to comment, ask a question about any particular video. So let's get started on the talk today. And what I want to talk about today is some fairly basic or very common aspects of declarer play. And things like maintaining entries, establishing suits, and things like winning in the shorthand and unblocking. Things in declarer play that come up again and again. And we're going to look at some examples of all of this. So let's have a look at this hand here. And this was a hand that was actually played from a recent game. And when it was played, nearly everyone was in four spades on this one. But a fair proportion of people did not make four spades. So I'd like you to have a look at this. You open one spade. You've got, I think, 15 points. And your partner will take you to four spades after there's been a two diamond overcall on your left. And I'd like you to start off on this hand by counting how many top tricks you have. Normally, in a suit contract, you might count your losers. This hand, it works out probably equally useful to count your winners. So do that on this hand. And in a moment, I'm going to launch a poll. And the question is, how many top tricks do you think declarer has here? So I'll give you a few moments to think about it. And in a moment here will come the first poll on the subject. And majority here, 76% have gone for 10, with answers for 8, 9, or 11. And let's go through it. Well, in spades, I hope you agree we have 5 tricks. We have 5 definite tricks there. We have 1 trick in hearts, that's 1. And we have 4 club tricks, the queen, jack, and then the ace and the king. So yes, I agree with the majority of you. You have 10 top tricks here. You can see why on this hand, it's also playing in a suit contract might be useful to count your losers, because we have 3 definite losers, and it looks like we're going to lose those right away. So after we've lost those 3 tricks, we need to make sure we don't lose any more. So this is what would probably happen. They will take their ace, king, and queen of diamonds. And let's suppose that after cashing those 3 tricks, they shift to a heart. Well, obviously you can't lose any more, so you're going to win this first heart with the ace. And on this hand, it's reasonably straightforward. You just have to be a little bit careful to make sure that you take 4 clubs here. But we're going to start by drawing trumps here. There's no reason to delay drawing trumps. In fact, if you don't draw trumps, might start roughing your club. So let's start by drawing trumps and keeping track of them as they go. So that's 1 round gone. And let's suppose we play a 2nd round and West discard. So that's 7 trump have gone, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 1 trump left. And you need to think about whether you want to draw it now and what to draw it with. You have to, I think where some people went wrong on this hand is they didn't think ahead and they didn't realize that they have a problem with a lack of entries, possibly, to the south hand. When you cash your 4 clubs, you're going to start with a queen jack, and then you'll need an entry to the south hand. So you need to keep a high trump, the queen there, so that you can get back to your hand. So that's what you need to do on this hand. Draw that last trump, say, with the jack, and now you can take your club tricks, your queen, your jack, and then you've got a trump to get back to your hand, and you can cash the ace and king, discarding your hearts. And played that way, of course, you'll make your 10 tricks there. So wasn't a particularly difficult one, but quite a lot of people went wrong. And I think perhaps one thing might have been they didn't play the clubs well. They might have, overtaken the jack, or they may have lacked entries here to the south hand. So that was a relatively straightforward one, just involved counting your tricks and thinking about your entries, especially to south hand. Do stop me if you have any questions about any of these hands. Let's have a look at another one. This time you open 2 no trump and it's passed out, and the opponents lead a heart. And again, I'd like you to start off by counting your top definite tricks here. And I won't launch a poll on this one. I'll just count them. We've got 3 clubs, 2 hearts, and 2 spades for sure. That's 7 top tricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And obviously, if you're trying to make extra tricks, they've got to come in the clubs, presumably. And we have a good chance to make extra tricks in clubs because we've got 8 clubs. And the only important thing here is to think about your entries to the north hand, because you've got no entries to the north hand except for the king of hearts. So when they lead a heart, you need to win this one in the south hand and keep the king of hearts as an entry. By the way, it's also a mistake on this hand to play low here, because if they you really want to win this one, or otherwise you may have trouble getting to dummy. So just win this one with the ace, and then I would turn my attention to clubs, watch the clubs as they go, and once everyone has followed to 2 rounds, you draw that 3rd round, and then very simply cross over to the king of hearts, and you're now in a position to cash 2 club tricks. So that's 7 tricks, and you're going to make 9 tricks now with the ace and king of spades. You might not make any more after that. The opponents, let's bring up the 4 hands, will probably get in now, and will be able to take their hearts. But you'd make 9 tricks, you'd make 1 over trick there. And it's just a simple matter of, if they lead a heart to start with, realizing you need to keep that king of hearts as an entry. Let's have a look at another one. And this time you open 1 no trump, which is passed out. Now, sometimes if you have a good 5-card major, it's better to open one of the major rather than one no trump. I tend to do that. But here, your major suit is terribly weak. You've just got the high headed by the 10 here. So this is a hand where probably you should treat that more like a, not a good 5-card spade suit, but bid one no trump. The problem if you bid one spade on this hand is if your partner, say, responds 2 clubs, then you have a difficult rebid. Your only correct rebid is probably 2 spades. You don't really want to be emphasizing that with such a weak suit. So you bid one no trump, it's passed out, and the opponents lead a heart. And again, I'd like you to start off in no trump by counting your top tricks. So have a count of how many top definite tricks you have. And in a moment, I'm going to launch a poll. And the question is, how many top tricks do you have here? Okay. Sorry, this was the, sorry, this was the poll. Okay. Sorry, this was the right answer. And hope you can all see that. Sorry, something went wrong there. Nearly everyone said 4 there. One person saying 5, one person saying 7. And if we switch back to that, I agree with you. You have 2 hearts there, 1 diamond, and 1 club. So you start off with 4 top tricks on this hand. And where are you going to make more tricks? Well, you might make some more in spades, I suppose, although you've got to lose quite a few tricks to make any there. I think clubs is by far the better option here. And what you're going to try and do is make as many clubs as possible. Now, there are 2 ways of thinking about this when they lead the heart. You could think about winning this in dummy with the king and then trying the club finesse. The problem with that is, first of all, that you can only finesse once. So even if you finesse successfully and win a trick with a jack, you can't repeat the finesse. And also, you will have cut yourself off from your entries to dummy. So this hand is much better played by not finessing at all and keeping the king of hearts as an entry to once you've set up the clubs. So we're going to play low there, win the first trick with the ace, and then we're giving up on the clubs, club finesse. We're just going to force out the king and hopefully make a number of club tricks, keeping the king of hearts as an entry. So let's play the ace, and then let's play the jack. And we come now to another critical part of the play, because if I bring up the 4 hands at this point, if I click on the GIB button, you can see that what you have to play here is now you have to overtake with the queen. If you don't do that, East could let you win that trick with a jack, and now your clubs are still not established, and you have no more entries to the north hand except for the king of hearts. So what you have to do on this one is overtake with the king, with the queen. East will probably take the king here, and they may well try and take some spades here. So seeing that weakness in dummy, they might well lead a spade. They can actually take the ace and the queen. Okay. Oddly enough, at this point, if I click on the GIB button, it's actually saying that although East can make the jack of spades, they shouldn't actually cash it. That will lead to an over trick, because, of course, when they play the jack of spades, it will set up your 10 and give you an extra trick. So the best defense is actually not to do that, but to switch to another suit, maybe a diamond. But now you're in good shape. Now you've got the king of hearts and your clubs are all set up, and you can take those last 3 club tricks. At the end, I think you're going to lose these last 2 tricks, but you'll make 7 tricks on that.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
Go ahead, Ashwini.
Yeah, about the club tricks, you were saying that South played jack, and you're saying that we should play the queen.
Yeah.
But if the East wants to play king, he will play king on the jack or on the queen. It doesn't make any difference, does it?
It does. So if I make the mistake of playing low here, East can let me win that. And now I'm stuck.
He can play king there.
Yeah, but he shouldn't. He should let me win it, and now I'm stuck.
But then if you play queen, and if he plays 4, still is the same.
No, it's not, because now if he wins this trick, so if he doesn't play it, so if I play the queen and he doesn't win it, I'll just play another club.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's essential to overtake the jack with the queen there, or they can actually make life very difficult for you. Let's have a look at another one. And this time you open a spade. North, your partner bids 2 diamonds as a 2-heart overcall. And you rebid 2 spades and your partner ends up in 4 spades. And I'd like you to think this time about how many possible losers you have here. So the question is, let me just find the question. How many potential losers do you think you have here? And most of you have gone for 4, 79%, with a few people going for 5 or going for 6. So let's see what we think. So when we're counting our losers, it's normal to do it from the point of view of the hand with the long trump suit, which here is south, but taking into account all the strength in dummy. So let's go through the suits. I'm going to start with clubs, and I do have one possible loser there. I might lose to the king of clubs. I might try finesse, but maybe there's another option. If I look at diamonds, I don't have any losers here because I've got the ace, king, queen, and after that I can ruff. But I do have 3 heart losers. And what about spades? Spades, I probably don't have any losers. You've got the ace, king, queen, so only a fairly extreme distribution could cause you to lose a spade there, if you could lose to the jack of spades. So probably you just have the 3 heart losers and you have a possible club loser. In fact, I put this spade combination, this trump combination, into suit play, ace, king, ace, queen, 2 opposite king, 10, 9, 7, 5, just to see what the likely number of tricks was. And it's come up with that you have something like an 85% chance of making 5 tricks. And the way it's saying the best way to play this is to start by taking the ace and the queen and then lead the 2 towards your hand. And if you play that way, if you look at this grid on the right here, you can see that you'll make 5 tricks in most cases. The only times you'll make 4 tricks is if the missing cards divide 5-0, either east or west has got all 5, or if they divide 4-1, with west having 4. The other layout where they're 4-1, if you play it this way, you can actually still make all 5, because what you'll do is you'll play the ace and the queen. You then find out that west can't follow, and so you'll now be able to finesse against the jack of spades. So it's a very good chance, 85%, that you'll make all 5 tricks with that layout. So probably we've just got the hearts to lose, and the club, the queen of clubs, is another possible loser. But there's a better option here than trying the club finesse, and that is to make use of the diamonds. In diamonds, we have a very similar layout to what we have in the spades, and with 8 cards, including the ace, king, queen, there's a very good chance that we'll make an extra trick there. So if we can make 4 diamond tricks, we will be able to discard the queen of clubs. So the opponents have got off to the best lead. and they're able to take the queen, the ace, and the king. We can't do anything about that. But if East now shifts to a club, the best line for us is not to risk the finesse, because the odds of the finesse are something like 50-50, whereas we have a better chance of making an extra trick in diamonds, and that's more than 50%. So let's go up with the ace on that one. And then before we play the diamonds, let's draw trumps. So we'll start with the ace, the queen, and in fact, everyone followed there, so we can win the third trick with the king. And you could play the diamonds now and hope that you make an extra trick there. Or you could just play off your spades. It's very unlikely, if the defense is on the ball, that they will discard a diamond if it were just going to make a trick. But you may as well. You've nothing to lose by playing your last two trump, and then you're going to hope to make four diamonds. So start with the king and cross over to the ace, and with normal distribution, you'll get the queen, and you'll be able to discard on the last diamond. So that again was a reasonably straightforward one. Again, I sometimes see people when they are playing and the opponents start off cashing 3 tricks, they sort of go into a state of despair. And but nonetheless, it's very important to think about what your best option is here. And here it's really establishing a trick in diamonds is a better, making 4 diamonds is a better option than risking the club finesse. And let's just end with one last one. Here you end up in 3 no trump. You open 2 no trump, and your partner raises you to 3 no trump. And I've got the last poll of the evening, which is again, how many top tricks do you have here? So have a little think of how many top tricks. See if I can bring up the right poll, and start off by counting your likely top tricks. Okay, let me share the results of that one. And most of you have gone for 6, 95%, with a few saying 7 or 8. And I agree, you have 6 top tricks. Let's go through it. You've got 1 spade, 2 hearts, 1 diamond, and 2 clubs. So you have 6 top tricks here. And again, I think there's a very good chance that we'll be able to make more tricks in diamonds, but we have to think about entries there. And it's similar to the earlier one. If I, for example, win this one in dummy and try the finesse in diamonds, leading a diamond towards a queen, then again, it's only a finesse I can only try once. And if I do, so I can only finesse once. So even if it works, I still might lose a trick. So it's probably best here to give up on the diamond finesse and try and keep that ace of clubs as an entry to dummy. So I think the best line here is to win this one with the king and give up on the diamond finesse. What we're going to do is hope to force out the king of diamonds and then use the ace of clubs as an entry to the north hand. So let's play the ace of diamonds, and we're going to lead the queen of diamonds. And we were hoping actually there that East or West would have won that with a king. But if they don't, if they let me win it with a queen, then that causes quite a problem, because I really can't continue with my plan here because the diamonds are not established. What I was thinking of doing now is getting to dummy and playing the diamonds, but I can't get to dummy with the ace of clubs, because if I do that, I still have to force out the king of diamonds, and then I won't have any club stoppers. So this causes me a certain amount of difficulty. the fact that they didn't take that. And what I probably want to do now is play maybe the spade. So I'll just bring up the four hands and we'll see what's going on here. You can see West here had the king of diamonds and didn't play it. And he's made my life very awkward by not taking it. So what I'd have to do now is maybe play the spades, try to get to dummy. West here now has got a decision about whether to play their king or not. In fact, if I click on the GIB button, it's saying that West should play your king here, that if you don't, declare to make two over tricks. That's what that two means. So the best play by West here is actually to play your king, and they can now force out the ace of clubs. And again, your declarer's diamonds are not set up, so they don't really want to let the opponents back in. But fortunately, there is a way. You've made four tricks now, but you should be able to make three spades here with the queen, the jack, and then you can cross to your hand with the heart, take your ace, and then your ninth trick is the ace of spades. After that, the opponents are probably going to get in and we'll make the rest. But you can make your 9 tricks there. You were a little lucky that you were able to make all the 3 spade tricks there, didn't lose the spade. But West here, this was an interesting one from West's point of view, in that if we go through it again as it was, remember, when declarer plays the ace of diamonds and then the queen of diamonds, West should realize they don't have to take their king here. And it makes life much more awkward for declarer if you let them win that rather than just taking your king. So that was an interesting one involving thinking about your entries and how you're going to get to your long suits there. And also was interesting from the point of view of the defense, that they made your life difficult by not taking their king there. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? So that's what the topic was all about: maintaining your entries, establishing your suits, situations involving unblocking. It comes up again and again, especially in no trump play, but also in suit play. So I'll stop sharing my screen with you there, and I just will ask if anyone who wants to play in the game this evening needs a partner. You can speak up now.